They promise to leave no one behind. But some come home and find themselves alone.
In my support group in the last 6 months, 2 people have killed themselves. It's a bit much.
The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs executive said they'd make changes to their Veterans Crisis Line.
Every single one of those calls is life and death.
They promised anyone could press 7 for help.
And the number 7 is supposed to be the one number consistent within the VA. No matter which medical center you call, press 7 to get to the Veterans Crisis Line. And that line is supposed to help save lives of veterans on the verge of suicide. An Austin veteran found the option didn't exist when he needed it most.
Welcome to the Central Texas Veterans Healthcare System. If you are having thoughts of hurting yourself or want to talk
Making the call for help is hard enough.
hang up and dial 1-800.
This should never happen.
There's no press 7.
Marco Martinez is a veteran we met earlier this year. The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs spent 2 years delaying medical necessities for his home.
Not a way to live.
Our story prompted a VA promise to help. While Martinez now approaches 3 years waiting for that equipment, life doesn't get easier. His multiple sclerosis requires him to constantly use a fan to stay cool.
Memorial Day was hard for me this year. It might be beer and barbecue for a lot of people, but for me and a lot of veterans, it's remembering people that we've lost.
So he picked up the phone. He called the VA Austin Outpatient Clinic, looking for a transfer to the Veterans Crisis Line.
Welcome to the Central Texas Veterans Healthcare System.
The automated message only provided another number to call.
If you are having thoughts of hurting yourself or want to talk to a mental health professional, hang up and dial.
If you're suicidal, you may not have a pen and paper handy.
This is where the VA agrees. In May 2016, the Department of Veterans Affairs said it was working on a function that directly connects veterans who call their local VA medical center to VCL, Veterans Crisis Line, by pressing a single digit during the initial automated phone greeting. It would be ready by September 2016, the VA said. 3 months later, VA executives said they were still streamlining and standardizing how crisis calls from other locations reached the VCL. Then in April of this year, the Office of Inspector General found the Press 7 option still in the works.
So you can see, it's just all across the board.
Marco called each VA facility in Texas. He found only 11 of 55 facilities had the option to press 7. 44 facilities did not. 80% of them. So we called the VA for answers.
Hi, Erica. Steve Holliday.
Hi.
Dr. Steve Holliday is the Chief Mental Health Officer for all VA Texas.
I appreciate you bringing it to my attention.
Dr. Holliday said he made the calls too.
I agree with your veteran. It's something we should pursue.
The VA told its districts to give the Press 7 command to all medical centers first, then wait for guidance for the rest.
Do you know why they would do the medical centers first and then wait for further guidance?
Can't tell you. I know it's not a simple process to change the phone tree. They may want to phase it in to make sure it's done right, but that's just speculation on my part.
Clinics like the one in Austin are left without an instant transfer.
We're talking 8 months after the deadline.
And at least 15 months since the work began.
Every missed opportunity can result in a tragic loss of life.
Congress passed the No Veterans Crisis Line Call Should Go Unanswered Act last year to fix the problems with the Veterans Crisis Line.
But I think our frustration lies with implementation.
If you are having a mental health crisis, please hang up and dial 1-800.
20 veterans take their own life each day, according to the VA's own statistics. Martinez doesn't want his name in those stats. He just wants a voice on the line when he needs help the most.
Martinez says he wasn't suicidal, but did need the crisis line. After our interview with the VA Chief Mental Health Officer, a spokesman told us that Press 7 option would be in place locally by October. For the KVUE Defenders, Erica Proffer, KVUE News.
If you need help, call the Veterans Crisis Line. These numbers are on your screen now, 1-800-273-8255, or text any message to 838-255. We're going to leave these numbers up for a few seconds. The Veterans Health Administration officials gave KVUE News 32 pages of information on the Veterans Crisis Line. They do not want you to be discouraged to call. The direct number works just fine. We have all of the information as well online at KVUE.com.